Well, Jim, let's stay on the topic of women's wrestling because several people have sent this in. Did you see that Pro Wrestling Illustrated released their latest women's top 150 list? I think they...
No, I didn't. And why are we staying on women's wrestling?
Well, to get all these questions out of the way right now, because I know how you feel about women's wrestling. So you didn't see the top 150.
I didn't see that.
Would you like to guess who is number one? Who's the number one women's wrestler?
How did they find 150? Well, when they find 500 for the men, generally, number 498 is some guy's mascot in Cleveland that you've never heard of before. But, I mean, are we asking who I think that they think is the most marketable person that they can put on the cover of the magazine and call them number one and sell more magazines, or who really is the best women's wrestler in the world? Would be two completely different things.
But that is interesting. And of course, that does play into things when you're talking about publishing. You put the person on the cover that you think will sell the most magazines. Do you think when it comes to the PWI 500 or the 150, do you think that would go into play, or do you think it's a straight vote by the editorial staff over it?
What, are you fucking kidding? No, it's whoever. I mean, we've seen it with the number one in the men's list. It's never the best wrestler in the world. It's who we think will sell the most magazines, and or do we have more access to that guy than somebody that works for Vince? So we'll put them in there because it's going to be easier for us to fucking capitalize on it because Vince won't work with us. Otherwise than that, no, there's no legitimacy. There's no vote. There's people compiling lists, but it's not based on merit or talent. It's based on we're a bunch of people making a list of who we think are the best wrestlers in the world, and hopefully the top 10 will sell our magazine. So who is the best women's wrestler in the world? We can go with Charlotte Flair. We can go, is Becky Lynch the best women's wrestler, or is she just the best personality? Rhea Ripley, she's got a lot of the tools except experience. Thunder Rosa or Serena Deeb may be the best actual technical women's wrestlers in the world, but neither one of them are in a main event spot or going to be put in a main event spot that can draw money like a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte Flair. Your thoughts? Who am I overlooking?
I can't say who you're overlooking because I may give away who you think will be number one. And again, you said it would be who moves magazines. Who do you think they would pick?
Well, they're probably going to pick somebody like Bianca Belair because there's a lead time, and Becky Lynch wasn't back yet, probably by the time that they put this magazine together. And they're going to want somebody that's going to sell magazines. Is it Bianca Belair? Is it Sasha Banks?
At number one, Bianca Belair.
Okay, there you go.
Who's number two?
Charlotte Flair.
No.
No. Sasha Banks.
No.
No. Help me.
Utami Hayashi.
What? What?
I'm sorry, I don't know this woman. Utami Hayashishita. That's how you say it. Hayashishita.
Are you fucking kidding?
From Stardom.
So a Japanese women's wrestler that nobody here even knows who none of the AEW fans ever utter this name. Okay, that's great. So how do they think they're going to sell any magazines on that?
At number three, Deonna Purrazzo from Impact.
Deonna Purrazzo, I have met. I've seen her work. Rip Rogers trained her.
That's right.
Or one of the people that trained her was Rip Rogers sometime back. She's a very fine young lady. Are you going to put her number three behind the WWE Women's Champion, or probably was at the time that magazine went to press, and an unheard of Japanese girl that nobody's ever seen? And now, and over Charlotte Flair, over Sasha Banks, over Becky Lynch, over Britt Baker. Okay, who's number four?
From AEW, Dr. Britt Baker.
Oh, well, there she is.
And at number five from AEW, Thunder Rosa.
And again, we have no Sasha Banks, and we have no Charlotte Flair, and we have no Becky Lynch, and we have no bananas. We have no bananas. We have no bananas.
Was out. You pointed that out. Becky Lynch was out. I can understand why Becky Lynch wouldn't be on this list.
She still existed. Wouldn't you put... If Becky Lynch had only been dead for 3 days, wouldn't you still put her above some unknown Japanese fetish object that plays in outlaw wrestling mud shows in Japan?
Well, at number 6, Sasha Banks.
Well, there you go.
And of course, right behind Sasha at number 7 is Sayuri from Stardom.
Oh, for God's sake.
Followed by Io Shirai from NXT. And again from Stardom at number 9, Tam Nakano.
What the?
And rounding out the top...
Wait a minute, Pam Nakano, Bull Nakano's delinquent niece?
No, Tam, not Pam. Tam.
Tam. Oh.
And rounding out the top 10 at number 10 from NXT, Raquel Gonzalez.
Where's Shirley Gotch?
Where's Rhea Ripley?
Where's Gladys Sammartino?
Gladys Sammartino? Who's that?
You know, I know there's a subculture of, because Ross the Merchandise Weasel in Ring of Honor smartened me up to this in 2009. There is a subculture of wrestling fans who watch the Japanese promotions like the Stardom and the whatever that, where they have the matches in the room in the apartment that the Japanese Freddie Mercury, what was her name? Emi Sakura. They have those apartment matches over there where they come out from behind a curtain off the dining room, and all these little niche mud show promotions in Japan with the women, and they had a few also. What was the one women's promotion here 15 years ago? They were doing a lot of stuff, Shimmer or whatever.
Yeah, Dave Prazak.
Like Dave Prazak. Of course, he and Mike Hogwood as announcers on Ring of Honor looked like a, grumpy old man and his delinquent nephew out for a walk. But the Merchandise Weasel smartened me up. There would be guys calling the Ring of Honor office all the time because before Sinclair bought it, they not only sold their DVDs, but they sold all different indie promotions DVDs, including a lot of this girl stuff. And they said their regular fans wouldn't call up and ask about the girl stuff. They'd asked about, when's the new Ring of Honor, or when's the new, this independent promotion or that or whatever. But they'd also get these guys that call, "Oh, do you have the new Shimmer DVD with so and such girl, or the Stardom or whatever?" It's knuckle dragging mouth breathers that watch this stuff for whatever in their basement, and there's a whole subculture of these people around the periphery of pro wrestling fans, and they are probably buying the magazine because the unheard of people from Stardom are in it somehow in the top 10, along with recognized celebrities. That would be my guess.
Well, that was the top 150 from PWI.
We're not going through 11 through 150. Oh, shucks.
I only had the top 10 here. I am curious about the rest of the top 150. Who is number 149? That's what I'd like to know.